Hello and welcome back to Grady's Field. Second night of a back-to-back between the Joes and the Xenia Scouts as the teams meet for the final time in this regular season. Also the final home game of the season for the Scouts here at Grady's Field. Good evening, Luke West-Pulley, Blake Griffin alongside. Blake, safe to say the Joes got it done in a big way yesterday and perhaps the biggest contest of the season, but another chance and they really got to get another big win here tonight.
Yeah, we were talking about it basically the whole day. You know, you win today, you win tomorrow. You really hold and put a lot of pressure on the team and on the Scouts to win their games over the next couple of days, and you really put yourself in a good position going forward.
Yeah, the magic number, so to speak, for the Joes is 3 right now. If the Joes are able to win today and tomorrow, the Steam would have to win out over the course of their final 3 contests in order to make any sort of competitiveness in the GLSCL South. So if the Joes are able to win today and tomorrow after that win yesterday, you almost guarantee yourself a playoff position. But, of course, you never know. That's why you play the game. And certainly we can talk all the hypotheticals we want, but still a lot of baseball to be played left in this season. Joe's going to bat first. They had an explosion, 14 runs for the team yesterday, and head coach Tyler Thaman going with a very similar look here tonight. Parker Lester once again occupying the leadoff spot, playing third base. Andrew Patrick in the 2 spot. He will play center field. Nick Wimmers, the DH, will bat third. Cal Brazier in the cleanup spot will play first base. Evan Ulrich will catch today and bat 5th. Clay Badalak playing shortstop, batting 6th. Tristan Melvin going to make his first start since returning to the team after coming in as a substitution yesterday, batting 7th. Caden Konzak batting 8th in right field, and Steven Stigler rounding out the order in the 9-hole in left. On the mound is Jake Wells for the Xenia Scouts, making just his second start. His lone start came against the Joes last week in the 4-3 Scouts win. Left-hander will face off against Parker Lester. First pitch, breaking ball, falls in there for strike 1. 7:07 your start time on this one. Lester behind 0-1. Parker's average up to 311 on the season after a great day yesterday. He'll take a swing and a miss at that breaking ball, though, and reaching for it, he'll miss for strike 2. Lester 7 for his last 21. 3 of those hits yesterday, a pair of doubles and a single. The first inning he walked and came around to score as part of the 3 runs that put the Joes out in front early. 0-2 breaking ball, misses down and away.
It's 3 straight breaking balls from Wells, really trying to set a precedent here tonight.
Yeah, Lester took all the way on the first one and then tried to go after the second one, which was in the turf. He'll lay off on that and now face a 1-2. Here it comes. And that'll fall low. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Big piece for the Joes in their win yesterday was getting it going early. They got a big 3-run spot in the top of the first, and then were able to get some momentum after Noah Tincher stranded the bases loaded and put up a big 0 in the bottom of the inning. 2-2 to Lester on the way. And it just misses off the outside corner, so Lester battles all the way back from 0-2. And now the count is full.
Great all the way around there. Great spot from Wells and a better take from Lester.
Wells pitching from the stretch with nobody on to the leadoff man. Here's the payoff. Breaking ball high and in, ball 4. Great walk worked by Parker Lester to lead off this game for the Joes.
Once again, getting things going in the first inning. Love to see that from this Joes team. Keep the momentum rolling into tonight.
So that'll bring up Andrew Patrick. He's batting .206. Was 0 for yesterday, but did reach on an error. Also had a walk.
Hey, shout out all the 206ers. That's a Seattle area code.
First pitch. Breaking ball. Just missing that outside corner, ball 1. Andrew Patrick, we talked about how good he's been since his hiatus. .304 hitter in the month of July.
Let me know where he went. Shoot, I'm going to need to go on a vacation myself there.
The fountain of youth. 1-0. Breaking ball down in the turf, ball 2. Wells dead even so far through 6 appearances in terms of walks and strikeouts, 15 apiece in 20 innings pitched. Runner on first, nobody out. 2-0. This one grounded up the left side. It's going to be just foul to the left of third base. Wind is blowing super hard today. During batting practice, it was blowing straight out. Now it's shifting a little bit to the left, but still blowing pretty hard out there toward the fence.
We were seeing balls that I thought were pop-outs clear the fence.
Yeah, and they go way out. Count is 2-1 to Patrick. The pitch. Breaking ball taken on the inside corner for strike 2.
We're heavily on that breaking ball here to start as well.
Absolutely. Lefty will come sit. Here's the 2-2 offering, and it's up high. Wells elects not to go breaking ball there. That pitch up at shoulder height of Andrew Patrick, who will take. We've got our second straight full count now. Payoff. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball dives under the bat of Andrew Patrick. And now there's 1 out in the inning.
You should also mention today that the real feel was about 103. And when you're on turf, you have to add that by at least 5 or 10. So you never know, especially out there on the mound. You want to keep your outings to a minimum.
Runner on first, 1 out for Nick Wimmers. He's going to take the first pitch into center field, and that's going to get down just to the right of Smith. Lester being waved around second. He will head to third and be there safely. Wimmers took a long turn around first, but the right decision to go back. And the man who had what a day yesterday, continuing the hot streak, Nick Wimmers with a 1-out single.
Yeah, just a double short of the cycle yesterday. We kind of begged and almost pleaded the baseball gods to give it to us yesterday, but we were unable to get it. Just picks up. Love to see him keep rolling.
Wimmers now 10th in the league in batting average. Moved all the way up to .319 after coming into yesterday at .302. Runners on the corners, 1 out now for Cal Brazier. First pitch breaking ball lifted up behind home plate, right at us.
I had it. Pesky net, saving people.
Why would you ever install safety precautions in a stadium? Wimmer is a step off first base. He's got the track block start. He won't go, though. This ball's up high, and it'll even the count at 1-1.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost an obligation to bring up Wimmers' speed for the rest of the season because of how dirty we did him yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in the open. Nick Wimmers ran a 6.7. There's our daily mention.
Yeah, there it is.
We'll keep it every day for the rest of the season now, at least when he's in the lineup, which should be almost every day, I'd assume. 1-1 to Brazier. Off the end of the bat, this one flared into center. Coming in on it is Smith. He will make the catch, but now Parker Lester will tag. Throw is a good one at the plate. It is not in time, though. Lester got the hand in there right before the tag from Haskins. A good throw out there in center field by Ross Smith, but it won't matter. A sacrifice fly from Cal Brazier. Nick Wimmers remains on first base, but the Joes strike first once again here in the top of the first. It's now 1-0.
What a great throw from from Ross Smith out there in center.
Yeah, he's throwing into the wind, too.
Yeah.
Very impressive stuff. So now a runner on first, 2 down for Evan Ulrich. Evan yesterday was 1 for 4, singled in his first plate appearance, and then walked and came around to score as part of that 4 spot in the 9th. First pitch on the way to Ulrich. He goes after it, lifted up, right side, carrying towards the shallow outfield. Coming over on it is Neiman. He's called off by Ferris from right, and he makes the catch, coming in on it for out number 3. But the Joes do strike first. They get 1, not as many as yesterday, but you'll take it here in the top of the first inning. 1-0 our score. Shea Hendrickson is going to take the mound for the Joes in the bottom of the first when we come back. Stay with us, Joes and Scouts, on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Blowing our way into the bottom of the first inning here from Xenia. Tyler Haskins back in a leadoff spot tonight. I believe he has Kids Bop on his walk-up
Yeah,
song.
this is not the original version.
Astronaut in the Ocean Kids Bop version. How about that?
You know, if it gets you, gets you going,
Whatever
it
gets you going.
Yeah.
First pitch from Shea Hendrickson. Fastball up and away for ball 1. Shea making his 3rd start, 11th appearance. Got a 4.23 ERA. Only 1 hit across the last 3 appearances for Shea. He'll deal in the 1-0. Good location. Fastball in the outside corner. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Tyler Haskins catching today. Played third base yesterday. Was 0 for 2, but reached twice on a hit by pitch and a walk. 1-1. Breaking ball misses outside.
Yeah, an absolute staple in this Scouts lineup, and for good reason.
Leads the league in walks, added to that tally yesterday. Ahead in the count 2-1. Here's the pitch. This one lifted up left side, chasing after it Parker Lester from third, but slowing up. This one's going to get out of play over the Scouts' dugout. 12 walks for Tyler Haskins when leading off an inning this season. That is just ridiculous. In 30 games, 36 games, which I'm sure he hasn't appeared in all of them.
It's exactly what you want out of a leadoff guy. There you go.
2-2. This one grounded on the right side, right into the glove of Cal Brazier. He'll wave off Hendrickson and step on the bag for out number 1. Cal with some gusto as he throws it around. Joes record the first out. Haskins is retired.
A little extra behind that one. Start to, get the hands working for everybody.
So we move from one staple to another as Tommy Rover is back in the 2 spot today. He's batting .302. First pitch to him. Just misses off the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Another lefty atop this Scouts lineup to face off against the right-hander Shea Hendrickson. Scouts saw 2 lefties yesterday in Zach Breeden and Noah Tincher. 1-0 upstairs for ball 2. Rover yesterday was 1 for 4, reached on a single walk and a fielder's choice. 2-0 from Shea. And that one just spiked a little low of the zone. So 3-0 to Tommy Rover. .30 pitch. High and away, ball 4. Rover works the 1-out walk, and the Scouts have a base runner here in the bottom of the first.
He's 1 walk behind Haskins now.
He got the best.
That's a battle.
The best 2 walkers in the league atop this Scouts lineup. That'll bring up Colby Ferris, inching that average toward 300. 6 for his last 12. Runner on first, 1 out. First pitch lifted up behind home plate. Evan Ulrich giving chase toward the Joes dugout, as is Cal Brazier. That ball's just going to get over the fence. Ulrich reaching through the hole in the netting after that ball got through. Says maybe he could have got that.
That
would have been a heck of a play to get a ball out of play behind. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
No, never.
Get a ball out of play behind home plate. Is that legal?
No, I've seen in the MLB where they reach behind the net sometimes.
I've never seen it.
I've seen it once or twice, I believe. Good pickoff move.
Pickoff over to first from Hendrickson was a good one, but Rover back in time. Count is 0-1.
Or maybe I've just seen it attempted. I may have seen it attempted a bunch of times.
This one's grounded over to third. Lester goes to second for 1. Melvin on to first. It is in time. 5-4-3 double play to clear the bases. It's a quick inning for Shea Hendrickson as the Joes keep the lead. After 1 to the second we go. Clay Badalak get a lead off for the Joes when we come back. 1-0 our score. Joe's on top, 1-0 over the Xenia Scouts. Clay Badalak going to dig in. Pretty nice day. Weather not quite as good as it was yesterday. A little hotter. Heat advisory here in Xenia. 89 degrees at first pitch.
It felt like 103 when we came here.
Yeah. Clay Badalak will dig in for the Joes to face off against Jake Wells. First pitch to Badalak. Up high for ball 1. Wind's blowing really hard though. It's comfortable enough as we're in the shade and the wind's blowing. Down there on the field, it's a different story.
We're doing fine
up here. The fans doing all good. 1-0 breaking ball off the plate. Good location there in terms of height, but just a little outside on the lefty. .20 misses down low. Clay Badalak was just overtaken by Cal Brazier in the last inning for the or rather yesterday for the team lead in walks. Maybe looking to tie that up today. 3-0. Up high, ball 4. Back-to-back innings in which Jake Wells has given up a leadoff walk now.
Absolutely crazy that Cal has overtaken him. We've seen a resurgence in him just having better at-bats after his explosion after, I believe after he hit the home run at Bob Wren.
Yeah, when he had the home runs, kind of the home run, not a shriek necessarily.
Yeah, but back-to-back days.
It wasn't every day, but swing and a miss on the first pitch from Tristan and Melvin for strike 1. He hit 3 home runs in very close proximity to one another. Hit one at Heath High School against Licking County, and then hit them on back-to-back days against Southern Ohio and Grand Lake. Runner on first, nobody out. 0-1 the count to Tristan Melvin. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside.
Melvin, who was not too happy about us not having the camera up yesterday, messaged me after the game and said, of course, the one day we don't have it on, it's an absolute nuke.
1-1 pitch. This one grounded over to short. Tough play for Rover. He's got to come over on it. They get the lead, and that's the only play they're going to have. 6-4 to retire Clay Badalak. Tristan Melvin will reach via the fielder's choice. Same situation, just at and out now for the Joes. Runner on first. Caden Konzak inserted back into the lineup. Konzak's last appearance, he was 1 for 3. First pitch to him, breaking ball, falls in there for strike 1. So much movement on that breaking ball from Jake Wells.
Yeah, it hangs and it breaks and it's nice.
Starts up above the head of Konzak. We'll give a little move at first, but won't provide a throw. Oh, 1 pitch. Runner goes. It's a breaking ball. No strike call. Throws a good one, and it's in time. Good play there by Tyler Haskins. We mentioned that breaking ball. That's a tough pitch to catch a guy on the base pads for, as it doesn't really have a whole lot of velocity, but a hose piece behind the plate puts down Tristan Melvin. Now the base is empty and 2 outs.
Yeah, still in awe to be able to throw a guy out as you get the breaking ball. It's not easy to do.
Now we'll get a fastball on the outside corner, and the count is 1-2 to Caden Konzak. One-two pitch. Misses down low. Skitters away from Haskins. He'll go retrieve, but we'll get a new baseball anyway.
Need to see our numbers with Haskins behind the plate, because I think we've maybe only stole 3 or 4 bags off of him.
Yeah, he's caught a number of Joes on the base paths this season. 2-2 to Caden Konzak on the way. It's the breaking ball, swing and a miss. Bit of a half-hearted attempt there from Konzak. That pitch started breaking towards the zone. It's the second strikeout for Jake Wells, and it will end the top of the second inning. To the bottom we go. 1-0 our score here. Joe's on top of the Xenia Scouts. Back in a moment on the All Wealth Hamilton Joe's Broadcast Network. Bottom of the second here from Xenia. Joes lead the Scouts 1-0 here at Grady's Field. It was fully Blake Griffin alongside. Thanks for tuning in, spending a Wednesday evening with us. Playoff race still tight here in the final week of the regular season. Joes did themselves a favor yesterday with the win, but a lot more baseball still to be played. Jeffrey Hurd, the batter, to face off against Shea Hendrickson. First pitch, breaking ball, falls right down the heart of the plate for strike one. Hurd one for his last 12. He'll face the 0-1. Fastball way outside. Full slate of games here in the GLSCL this evening. More cross-divisional play going on. It's the 1-1 dealt in. Breaking ball down low. Hurd will watch it go by. 2 balls and 1 strike. Michigan Monarchs and Grand Lake Mariners tied at 1 apiece in the top of the second from Montgomery Field. The 2-1 up and away for ball 3. Richmond Jazz and Lima Locos tied at 0 in the top of the second from Simmons Field. Jetbox and Muskegon no score in the top of the second. And Licking County and Sandusky in the top of the second, also knotted up at 0. 3-1 is lifted up and out of play behind home plate.
How about those Mariners?
Yeah, Mariners playing spoiler right now, trying to after they defeated Michigan in the tiebreak yesterday. Monarchs, after a really hot streak and a bit of a slump. 3-2, breaking ball high and away, and Hurd will work the walk to lead things off, put a runner on first. But yeah, the Monarchs, they opened up a huge lead, not only on the North Division, but the entirety of the GLSCL, and that lead has now almost completely vanished. Licking County is just 1 game behind for the league lead, which will matter in terms of home field advantage in the championship series. So the Monarchs need to just get things together and try to keep that lead heading into the playoffs.
Gust and a half just blows right through us, my goodness.
Strong win now for Ross Smith with a runner on first, nobody out. First pitch lifted high in the air, carrying all the way out there to left center field. Andrew Patrick loses the hat, but in the gap he'll make the catch for out number 1. Hurd will stay put on first.
Yeah, blew the hat off of him, blew the glasses off of Clay at shortstop. The win, a demon so far.
Runner on first, 1 out for Blaze Bell. Of course, in terms of standings, all eyes for us on that game in Sandusky at Sports Force Park. Licking County and Sandusky. As we thought, as we mentioned yesterday, Licking County was going to run away with the South, and now all of a sudden, Joes are nipping at their heels. Good pickoff, and Hendrickson got him. Hurd cut down on the base paths over at first base. We've seen a couple of good pickoff moves over there by Shea Hendrickson already, a couple close ones, and that time he's able to do himself a favor, put it back in the windup.
Yeah, that was crazy. I blinked, and the ball was already there.
First pitch to Blaze Bell. Breaking ball finds the inside corner for strike 1. Bell batting .237, 2 for 19 though against the Joes. 0-1 bounces in, just on the edge of the brown part of the turf in front of home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 pitch to Bell. Fastball down and in. And a little bit arm side run on that one that cut that one away from the inside corner. 2-1 now. Check swing. This one put up the right side. Still in fair territory. Hendrickson's going to wait for it to spin foul before playing it.
That's when you might want to grab.
Yeah, it would have been an in-between kind of tough play for Hendrickson, but probably maybe could have made it. You never know, though, because that is a high-pressure situation to grab that ball, and last thing you want to do is put that past Cal Brazier and have it end up in right field. 2-2 count to Bell. The pitch. Grounded, third base side. Parker Lester waits on it. Fires across the diamond. A little high, but no problem for Cal Brazier, who will record out number 3. 2 innings now in a row where a walk has been given up by Shea Hendrickson, but he has wormed his way out of it and only faced 6 batters through 2 innings. 1-0 Joe's lead as we head to the third. Stay with us. Top of the third here from Xenia. Joe's leading 1-0. Only game in the GLSCL right now, as Sam Muse mentioned to us, that is not tied. So the Joe's the only team out in front in the entirety of the GLSCL as of right now.
Those are the stats we like to hear from our analytics man.
Steven Stigler will lead off. Last Joe to come to the plate this evening. First pitch from Jake Wells to him. In on the hands for ball 1. Wells has struggled a little bit to locate that fastball. His breaking ball has been the pitch that's really worked for him. The 1-0. He'll go fastball again. This time he finds the zone on the outside half. Call strike 1. Stigler 2 for 14 to start off his Joe's career. That pitch breaks and bounces in. 2 balls and a strike. But both hits have been extra base. And one of them, was yesterday.
Both off the scouts?
He hit a triple. May have been.
I don't remember if it was
I
Steam
can't
or
remember,
Scouts.
yeah.
I don't remember.
Facing a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. This one grounded on the third base side. Coming in on it is Wells. Took a little while to get that out of his glove, but gave a seed on over to first for out number 1.
Daryl Grissom with a couple of words over there. Maybe he thought he was off the bag.
I have a pole directly covering first base. The first baseman, I do not see any piece of his body, so.
So shout out to the viewers. You got a better view than Luke West.
I can't provide any sort of analysis on that. Base is empty, 1 out for the top of the order, Parker Lester. First pitch to him. This one laced into center field. That's down for a base hit. We saw Parker do that a couple of times, just push that ball back up the middle. And this time, again, it'll pay off for him. Lester continuing to hit the ball really, really well, and he's aboard with a 1-out single.
Looking for maybe a replay of the first, but maybe with that Andrew Patrick reaching instead of having that strikeout like he did last time.
And a long at-bat. It was ended with a strikeout when he swung over the top of a breaking ball. Comes to the plate with a runner on first again, this time 1 out. First pitch, breaking ball. He waits on it, hits it well out to center, but backing up is Smith. He's going to be there to make the play. Hit on a line out there in center field. That ball was crushed.
Yeah, good for him to find a barrel.
Lester won't be able to advance on it.
Now, there's been a saying going around the Joe's dugout that righty Wimmers does not get out.
Yeah, we talked about how he's a natural lefty. He hits naturally from the left side, but he is a switch hitter. But, yeah, I mean, righty Wimmers, here he is again against the lefty. Takes first pitch breaking ball, and it misses up high for ball 1.
Pearl's been telling me that they've been talking about and yelling at him that
righty Wimmers
does not get out.
Hit 2 out in batting practice as a righty. So the 1-0 is outside for ball 2. He's hitting .393 as a righty, which is 100 points better than his left-handed hitting this season. He's got 4 extra base hits, including that home run we saw yesterday as a righty. 2-0 pitch, low and away for ball 3. One thing, though, that regardless of which side he's on, we can say about Nick Wimmer's play at the plate in the box is he is very, very disciplined.
Yeah, 100%.
He's not a guy that's going to swing at balls much. Doesn't really chase. Taken all the way on 3-0 to get me over strike. Three and 1 to Wimmers. Lester with a step. There he goes. Pitches up high, and it's ball 4. So Lester advances to second, and Nick Wimmers aboard for the second time. He and Lester now both with a walk and a single on the day.
Flipped, yeah.
That'll bring up Cal Brazier.
That's good stuff.
Brazier with the lone RBI in this game. Hit that sac fly out to Ross Smith in center field in the first inning that scored Parker Lester from third.
Kind of hit that one off the end of the bat almost. We'll see if we can find some barrel here. Maybe find a gap.
First and second, 2 outs. First pitch to Brazier. Fouled back again. Clangs off the metal covering of the grandstand. Partly cloudy here in Xenia. Sun has kind of reappeared and disappeared behind clouds throughout the afternoon and evening. 0-1 count to Brazier. Here's the pitch. Up high for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Decent crowd on hand. They honored the host families before the game, as this is the last home game of the regular season for the Xenia Scouts.
You do a great job with host families. Everybody not really from around here.
1-1, swung on and missed for strike 2.
You're able to get a guy like Jared Eaton, who's from Mobile, Alabama, goes to play school in Florida, to come up to Ohio.
Yeah, you talk about, I mean, you look at in the South Division specifically, which is what we've seen, there's kind of people or teams you could say from all different aspects. The Steam, who barely do any host families. Joe's kind of do a little bit of both. As the 1-2 hit on the ground to third base, sliding in safely is Lester. Bouncer over to first, though, is in time. Brazier put down on the 5-3, and the Joes strand 2 after getting a pair of base runners here in the third. So to the bottom of the inning we go. Joe's still holding on to a 1-0 lead. Bottom 3 in the order due up as Shea Hendrickson retakes the mound when we come back. This is Joe's Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joe's Broadcast Network. Bottom of the third from Xenia, Ohio. Beautiful Xenia, Ohio. 1-0 Joe's on top of the Scouts. Matt Early going to lead off for Xenia.
More reminiscent of what we're used to out of this Joes and Scouts matchups.
Yeah, we kind of got away from it yesterday after a lot of pitchers duels between these two teams. Joe's put up 14 runs yesterday, and they just barreled up basically everybody the Scouts could throw out. Evan Fagala threw 2/3 of an inning, only gave up 1 run, but other than that, 3 or more from everybody else.
Well, technically 1 run.
Yeah, first pitch in there for strike 1. The 1 run was a 3-run shot from Tristan Melvin, where 2 of the runs did not go to him. That was on the first pitch he threw. 0-1, big breaking ball, cut on and missed for strike 2. Shea Hendrickson back on the mound. He's been very efficient through 2 innings. Hendrickson winds and fires the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball there. That just got away from the plate. Early goes reaching, can't connect. It's the first strikeout for Hendrickson. And it's the first out here in the bottom of the third.
We've kind of started to see that from these Joes pitchers. Strikeouts almost an afterthought. We've seen strikeouts come later and later in games as we've got later and later in the season.
Yeah, and also with the the nature of summer ball, that the first couple weeks tend to be the weeks of pitching, and then you start to see the bats come around. We saw that with the Joes team on both sides. First pitch gets away from Hendrickson, up behind Polat almost.
And I think when you start seeing people, especially we've seen the Scouts and we'll see this team just as many times, you're going to start to see pitchers get found out.
1-0. This one's hit up and out of play on the right side. Hits off the walking path. Goes all the way around the complex. Big complex here. The headquarters of Athletes in Action.
Very beautiful complex. They
Yes.
do have a weight room here, too.
Yeah, just outside Dayton, there's a track, a soccer field, a softball field, you name it. 1-1, again, up high. Polad would have got hit in the head if he didn't lean away from that. It was off speed, luckily, so he had some time. 2-1. But, yeah, beautiful complex in between all of these athletic fields, some rolling hills covered in grass. The 2-1, just going to miss off the plate for ball 3. And it's really picturesque. The angle is a little bit different up here at the top of the stands, but down on the field looks really cool with how the field is kind of nestled in the hills that surround it everywhere except the outfield where there's woods. 3-1, called strike. Polad was getting ready to throw the bat, but now he'll have to face a full count. You've got all the woods in the outfield that kind of paint a background picture very well, and then there's almost a gap in the top of the trees on the left side where there's the Xenia water tower. 3-2 up high again, and Polad works the walk.
Walking every inning from Hendrickson.
And somehow he's only faced the minimum through 2. Peyton Neiman coming up to the plate, runner on first, one out. Last time we saw someone on first, they were picked off. That was Jeff Hurd. First pitch lifted up, right side. Evan Ork gave a couple hard steps to it, but that's going to get out of play. Behind the Joes dugout. Almost looked like Neiman was going to bunt there. Kind of moved his arms very preliminarily like he was going to, but didn't really show bunt per se. Ended up swinging. Now the 0-1 finds the top of the zone for strike 2. I think that just might be his swing mechanic, though. He kind of did it again there. Where he kind of brings the bat down. Count is 0-2. We mentioned this Xenia team is very bunt heavy. He's got another pickoff move.
Have heard from just a lot of baseball people in general that they don't care what you do with your hands as long as the hands are settled when you're moving and they get to the ball on time.
As long as you can hit the ball.
You see people like Kevin Euclid who do the weirdest stuff with the bats.
0-2 waste pitch up high and in. Yeah, I mean, there are some guys that just have weird ways of doing things, but if it works, I mean, why change it? 1-2. Called strike 3. Catching the top part of the zone there. So after no strikeouts through 2 innings, now 2 here in the third for Shea Hendrickson. Back to the top of the order we go. Tyler Haskins grounded out to first, his first time up. Staying out of the box for an extra second, maybe to hear the walk-up play a little longer.
I had to hear the words.
Runner on first, 2 outs. First pitch grounded sharply, foul on the right side. Top of the order has 2 lefties for the Scouts, but mostly righties as you get to the bottom part for Xenia. On the count to Haskins. Hendrickson with another pickoff. Scouts maybe shortening their leads a little bit after Hurd was picked off in the last inning.
It must be something with the hips. The way he's able to flip the hips quickly, because that's consistently it's close.
That lead is tiny over there at first, as now it's actually extended a little bit by Polad, but it's close every time. As the 0-1 misses up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. I mean, we saw it even in the first 2 when Tommy Rover reached. He was barely a step off first base, and somehow Hendrickson would deliver a throw over to first that would just, make you pause for a second before you kind of processed what happened. 1-1 pitch. Just missing off the top part of the zone. On the outside corner, 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1 the count to Tyler Haskins. Hendrickson pitching from the stretch. High and away on the fastball. 3 balls and a strike now. Big news from Sandusky. Ice Haulers have jumped out over Licking County 4-0 from the bottom of the second. Big news for Joe's fans. And for Scouts fans as well. 3-1, high and away, ball 4.
Yeah, because if the Settlers completely implode, then you never know.
You never know, yeah.
You might get any of these trio of teams to reach.
I mean, so the Settlers, yeah, we mentioned the kind of triage that is going on between the Joe's Scouts and Steam, and the Settlers obviously not involved in that, so theoretically the Settlers could lose, they could lose out, and that really, it would have an effect indirectly on these teams, but that doesn't mean that any of these teams are winning. First pitch way high and away to Tommy Rover. First and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
Would be insane to see some of these teams 4 or 5 times in the last 2 weeks, and then have to see them again.
Again in the playoffs, exactly. And especially when we thought all 3 of these teams were battling for what we thought was one spot, we did not think that they were going to see any of these teams ever again. But who knows now? 1-0 fouled off into the leg of Rover. A ball and a strike.
Yeah, now you almost got 4 teams battling for 2 spots at this point.
First threatening position we've seen from the Scouts' bats tonight as they've got first and second with 2 outs, and the big double guy, Tommy Rover. It's quite a lot of 2-baggers that could give the Scouts the lead potentially. 1-1, breaking ball just off the plate on the outside. 2-1 count now. But we do talk about if Licking County loses that game and they kind of fall into the battle with all 4 of those teams, they still kind of do have an advantage. As the 2-1 paints the outside corner on the fastball to make it 2-2.
Yeah,
just due to the fact of not having to play any of these teams that are involved here in the South. Because if you lose a game, if you're the Joe Scouts or Steam, that means the team you're competing with has won, and obviously that makes it doubly as bad. But for Licking County, they have a bit of an advantage in that facet. 2-2 count to Rover. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 3. And the count is full. Big pitch coming up with Colby Ferris on deck. Here comes the payoff. Runners go. Pitch is high and away. Ball 4.
Just not finishing a lot of his pitches here. Missing up quite consistently.
Second walk of the day for Tommy Rover will bring up Colby Ferris. Out comes Tyler Thaman from the Joe's dugout. There is a right-handed pitcher that is out working in the Joe's bullpen. Likely just a talk right now, though, for Shea Hendrickson, who, despite these few walks in this inning, has been very, very good. As he got through the first 2 innings in 6 batters.
Yeah, was it 25 pitches through the first 2, went out 47. So this one's been more taxing for sure. We talked about how hot it is. It doubly is hot on turf. So you never know, especially with you being on an elevated surface on the mound. You're in the middle of the field. It's not it's a different color. You never know how much that's going to take out of you out there.
Absolutely, and as a pitcher having to go out there every inning.
I mean, we even saw it with Tyler Thaman, who came off after throwing BP, was soaked.
First pitch, inside corner, called strike on Colby Ferris. Bases loaded, 2 outs here. From the windup, here's Hendrickson's 0-1 breaking ball up high. One thing that we have noticed, every time Tyler Thaman seems to come out of the dugout and talk to a pitcher who's just pitched himself into a jam, they almost always go fastball and get a called strike on the first pitch after it. 1-1, though, is going to miss inside.
Tip in the hand. For everybody scouting us, just click off.
Click away.
Yeah, don't.
2-1. Lifted up left side, but out of play. Hendrickson, one pitch away from escaping. 2-2 the count to Colby Ferris. Hendrickson winds and fires. Slapped foul. Bouncing into the Scouts dugout. A couple of Scouts players. They almost look like fans, where you kind of start to go after it, and then when it gets closer, you get scared and you duck away. That one bounced up and hit the roof of their dugout.
Gotta judge your, your movements. You start moving, and you're like, maybe I don't want to hurt my right hand, and you move out of the way.
Another 2-2 on the way. High and away, gets by Evan Ulrich. Run's going to score. Ulrich got pretty good reaction off that, but there was nobody to cover the plate. Everybody up a base. The Scouts have tied it up at 1. Count is full to Colby Ferris. Hendrickson kicks and deals. Up and in, ball 4.
It's just been an inability to move the ball down. He's been missing up the whole time.
So the bases are loaded once again.
With this wind blowing out, missing up is not where you want to miss.
Hendrickson now, despite giving up no hits, 6 walks. They're 2 2/3. Whew. Jeffrey Hurd coming to the plate. First pitch to him, breaking ball just a tad low.
Take low, though. That's better than up.
One ball and no strikes. 1-0 pitch to Hurd. He goes after it. This one's driven out to deep right field. Going back is Konzak at the wall. He reaches up and he makes the catch.
Cool.
Oh, my goodness. So that could have spelled all kinds of trouble for the Joes as that ball tracked all the way to the fence. But Caden Konzak getting all the space he needed, and he makes a big play to keep this game tied as we're through 3. To inning number 4 we go. Joes trying to take the lead back. Evan Ulrich going to lead them off when we return. 1-1 our score between Joes and Scouts on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Well, just what the Joes needed maybe. We're pumping it up here in the top of the 4th inning. 1-1 our score between Joes and Scouts after Xenia strikes back. But safe to say the Joes lucky to keep it that way after 4 walks in the last inning. Jeffrey Hurd hit one all the way to the warning track with the bases loaded before Caden Konzak was able to make the play. An acrobatic catch over his head. Joe's trying to retake the lead. Jake Wells back on the mound. Evan Ulrich, the leadoff batter. First pitch to Ulrich. Up high for ball 1. Evan flew out to right his first time up to end the first inning. Top of the first for the Joes. One 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball waited on, but it hit foul on the ground up the left side. Richmond Jazz have taken the lead over the Lima Locos. Richmond, who is currently sitting in 5th in the South. As the 1-1 taken high in the air to left center field. Going back is Polat at the wall. He's looking up. This ball is gone. Couldn't tell if Ross Smith got a glove on it, but Evan Ulrich with the drive to deep left center field. It's a solo shot as the Joes retake the lead with one swing of the bat, and with that, Evan's 4th of the season gives him the team lead.
We talked about it like before the game. That ball without this wind, I think maybe.
That ball looked like a shallow outfield pop-up off the bat, and it just carried and carried and carried. Watched Maxton Polat react to it. Almost looked like he almost took a step up on it first before just backtracking and backtracking. Clay Badalak now the batter for the Joes. First pitch breaking ball misses high and away for ball 1.
Have to apologize for Evan, who's going to watch this later. Didn't mean to say he didn't hit it hard, but
no, definitely not.
I think he'll agree.
1-0 pitch finds the outside corner for strike 1.
He didn't get all of that.
Yeah, I mean that ball just carried and carried and carried, similar to what we saw in the last inning. Scouts not so lucky. 1-1 misses down low. Badalak ahead 2-1. So the Joes can take a breath after they were back on their heels a little bit in the bottom of the 3rd. They've now retaken the lead. 2-1 our score. Joe's out hitting the Scouts 3-0. This breaking ball is hit well out into right field, but now dying. Coming in on it is Ferris and right. He'll make the catch.
Yeah, wind having opposite effects on both
Exactly.
balls.
I mean, that ball looked like it was hit really well by Clay Badalak, but just got kicked down and ended up falling into the glove of Colby Ferris. Pretty shallow in right field. Tristan Melvin now the batter for the Joes. Reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. Tristan dealt with some injuries. Was not with the team for a little bit, but has since come back. Said he's feeling a little bit better. First pitch breaking ball misses up high for ball 1.
We would say he looks better.
Absolutely. Melvin came in as a substitution yesterday for Sam Lowe. Got put out at third his first time up and then hit a shot. 1-0 misses inside for ball 2. Crushed a ball out in the left center field. There was not as much wind yesterday, especially in the late innings. I mean, that ball was laced. Put out a 3-run shot, his first of the season. 2-0 pitch to him. Breaking ball dives into the turf. Into the left-handed batter's box it goes, ball 3. Joe's looking for more. Bases empty, 1 out. 2-1 our score after the Evan Ulrich home run gives them the lead again. 3-0 finds the inside half. 3 balls and 1 strike. Still a lefty working out there in the Joes bullpen. Shea Hendrickson looked very good through the early innings, but maybe a little bit of fatigue after that long 3rd. 3-1 to Melvin. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there from Jake Wells.
It's going to be interesting if we see a new hill, especially with we had Sam Lowe, who was taken out yesterday. He had a little bit of some heat exhaustion. So you never know. You don't want to risk it on back-to-back days.
Count full to Tristan Melvin. Wells kicks and deals. This one grounded foul up the left side. Tyler Thaman can't make the play. I heard a shout of error on the right side from the Joes dugout. You count the coaches, we'll call them 10 and 11. So that would be E11, right? Daryl Grissom occupying the 10 spot for the Joes at first base, coaching tonight.
He won't make any plays over there.
3-2 to Melvin. Once again, foul. This one chopping. Coming over on it, Tyler Thaman. And he's there in foul territory.
Redemption.
Tristan Melvin continuing to battle here. Count still full. That was a softball.
Yeah. No, I'm sure the guys will.
That was an easy one.
Not going to let them have that one, but.
3-2. This one jammed in on the hands up the right side, tracking back from first bases early, and he will make the catch just to the left of the line in fair territory for out number 2 in shallow right. Caden Konzak coming to the plate. Bases empty, 2 outs. Caden 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. First pitch, breaking ball, falls into the outside corner. Good spot there for Wells. Called strike 1.
A return to that breaking ball. I haven't seen it break quite like that in about an inning or so.
Yeah, Wells has kind of 2 different types of breaking balls. As the 0-1 going to miss down and away. The one that he's gone to mostly in this inning, almost like a change-up type pitch where it's a little bit flatter and then just kind of dies out before reaching the plate. And then he's got more of an arching breaking ball that we saw him go more to early. 1-1, it's that archer, and it misses up high for ball 2. Two-one to Konzak. Fastball, swing and a miss. We saw Konzak strike out on that kind of swing his last time up. Just kind of second guessing, it seems, after he starts to move the hands. Sandusky taking a 5-0 lead on Licking County. Swing and a miss from Caden Konzak on the 2-2. And that will retire the side here in the top of the 4th. But the Joes take the lead back. Evan Ulrich with the leadoff solo home run to make it a 2-0, or 2-1 rather, ball game as we head to the bottom of the 4th. We'll see if we get a new hill when we come back. Joes with the lead on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Joes retake the lead, 2-1 here in the bottom of the 4th from Xenia. Final meeting of the regular season between the Joes and Scouts. New pitcher on the mound, Tyler Hudson. Fellow Screaming Eagle from Southern Indiana going to take over for Shea Hendrickson, who went 3 innings, no hit. Gave up 1 run, walked 6 and struck out 2. First batter to face off against Hudson will be Ross Smith. First pitch to him on the way. This one grounded over to short. Coming over on it is Badalak. Throw is high over to first, and it gets over the head It bounces off the lively fence on the right side, so that means that Smith will not be able to advance to second, but it's going to be an E6 to allow the leadoff man on. Tough break there for Tyler Hudson on his first offering of the day.
Yeah, exactly what you needed there. But, you know, game of baseball. You recover.
Blaze Bell coming up to the plate. Runner on first, nobody out. Righty on righty. First pitch. Finds the bottom part of the zone for strike one. Tyler Hudson, GLSCL All-Star prospect, has come into more of a starting role for the Joes, but back to the bullpen. 0-1. Slider just misses off the outside corner to even the count of the ball and a strike. It's funny because he pitched so well out of that starting role, but said he was more comfortable personally coming out of the bullpen. So
yeah, when we talked to him after the Steam game.
Yeah, after his first start of the season where he shoved against Cincinnati. 1-1. In on the hands, little check swing, but Bell able to hold that back. I believe that was a 7-inning complete game. As the Joes
no, he went 6.
Or he went 6, that's true, yep. 6 out of the 7 innings as the Joes run-rolled the Steam a few weeks ago. 2-1 the count with a runner on first to Blaze Bell. Hudson nods and fires. That pitch misses away, ball 3. Three balls and 1 strike to count. The pitch in there on the inside corner, strike 2. Tyler Hudson making his 9th appearance, 6th out of the bullpen. 27 in the 3rd innings for him so far. Nods a couple times, 3-2 pitch, runner goes. This one's lifted up in the infield. Parker Lester going to call off Clay Badalak and make the catch. Give a little fake over to first as Smith was still on his way back, but he will slide back in without a throw. First out of the inning recorded. Good battle back from Tyler Hudson.
And I'm not sure if that was an infield fly or not. So that might have had something to play with it.
Ross Smith over there on first with the hit and run on. He's 4 for 9 this year, stealing bases, so not the best stat line for him, but the hit and runs, of course, don't count. First pitch finds the inside half to Matt Early for strike 1. Funny, that ball was hit and came right in front of Clay Badalak, and Parker Lester called him off. Yesterday we saw a ball hit in the air to Tristan Melvin at second. Badalak came over from short, called Melvin off, and dropped it. Today, Lester did the same thing. Runner on the move. This one's lifted up on the 0-1 out of play behind home plate. Count is 0-2.
He's definitely running Ross Smith down. He's got to be out of breath at this point. He's ran twice, had to run a wind sprint to second and then back, and now ran to second. That's the jog back. He's got hands on knees. He's gassed, and I would be as well.
2 hit and runs for him, and he's still over there on first. Count is 0-2 to Matt Early. Already 1 strikeout on the day for him at the plate. He'll call time after a long pause from Tyler Hudson. Nothing in 2. Hudson kicks and deals. That pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner on first, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Joe's leading 2-1 over the Xenia Scouts. Would put themselves in a great position with a win here today, as wins over the next 2 days would almost guarantee a spot in the playoffs. 1-2 from Hudson. Swing and a miss. up high in the zone. That one was borderline. Early decided to try and go after it, but couldn't catch up to the fastball. And that's the second strikeout for him. And 2 outs in the inning now as Maxton Polad digs in. Polad was walked all the way around the base paths and has scored the only Scouts run that came in the last inning. Runner on first, 2 down. Get a pickoff move from Tyler Hudson. Seems as if neither team has really done themselves any favors on the bases so far today. None of the hit and runs have paid off. We've seen a Joe caught stealing, and we've seen a Scout picked off. First offering to Polad on the way. And this one lifted up into the gap in left center field. Couple Joe's players coming after it. Andrew Patrick going to call everybody off and make the catch. As Clay Badalak slid to the ground to get out of his way. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. Well, despite the error to lead things off, pretty good stuff. Clean for Tyler Hudson, who came in for Shea Hendrickson. Joe's hang a 0 and have the lead going into the 5th. 2-1 our score. They'll look to extend it when we come back. Crucial matchup here. Joe's Baseball on the All Wealth Hamilton Joe's Broadcast Network. Top 5 here from Xenia. Steven Stigler going to get his second chance to lead off an inning. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to third his first time up. First pitch to him, misses inside for ball 1. Jake Wells back on the bump for Xenia. Licking County looking to come back on Sandusky. The 1-0 slides into the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Settlers had scored 1 run in the top of the 4th and then had bases loaded, nobody out. Since 1 out has been recorded, they're still down 5-1 in the top of the 4th. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. 1-1 becomes a 1-2. Player moving out there towards the Scouts bullpen along with a catcher and a coach. Looks like Trey Ricco. Senior right-hander out of Tennessee Martin. It's interesting because we've seen Jake Wells mostly come out of the bullpen, but maybe trying to build some of that longevity as he's started a couple of times now. 1-2 breaking ball, misses up high to Stigler for ball 2.
Is up to almost 70 pitches. We'll reach it in this inning. Now it's 68. So maybe a cap on his pitch count.
2-2. High for ball 3. Stigler battles back, count full. Top of the order on deck for the Joes. Parker Lester standing in the circle. The imaginary circle.
Yeah.
3-2. Swing and a miss, or rather a foul tip. Stigler got a piece. He got a piece. It kicked up off Haskins, came back up, and Stigler hit it again on his backswing.
Shots of double points from the dugout.
Yeah, double points from the Joes dugout. Can't hit the ball twice, unfortunately. I know you can in wiffle ball. That is a thing. In official rules of wiffle ball, you can hit the ball twice. And that's something where you can actually, it's kind of possible. (3-2). This one driven out into left center field. Coming over on it is Smith. He reaches up and makes the catch. Had to cover quite a bit of ground, but made it look pretty routine.
Man, can Smith cover ground out there in the outfield. He's taken away quite a number of extra base hits from the Joes.
Absolutely wild. Top of the 4th inning from Sandusky. Bases loaded, nobody out. Licking County was able to score 1 run, had the bases loaded, then a fly out to center field, did not score a run, was not a sac fly. And since the inning has been ended, we'll wait for the first pitch to Parker Lester to let you know how that happened. It's on the way, it's the breaking ball, and it misses up high. How about this? 8-6-4-4-5 double play. How is that even possible?
4-4 is
4-4?
They must have hit it twice.
Just an 8-6-4-5, regardless.
Who's
that pitch
Tommy,
up high for ball 2.
Tommy Two-Tone, 8-6-7-5-3-0-9.
But somehow, some way, after the first run was scored with bases loaded, nobody out, but after the 1 run was scored, Settlers still had bases loaded, nobody out, and weren't able to get anything more. So it's still a 5-1 lead for the Sandusky Ice Haulers.
It's almost a triple play. That's crazy.
2-1 bounces in. Parker Lester tried to catch that one after it deflected off Haskins behind the plate, but Haskins got there first. Count is 3-0 to Lester. Pitch up high, ball 4. So Parker Lester on base for the 3rd time. Continuing a strong couple of games. So now Andrew Patrick will look to solve Jake Wells. Might be running out of gas a little bit here. As we mentioned, that pitch count starting to get up high, and that player warming up in the Scouts bullpen is not ready yet, so he's going to have to ride this one out at least for now. Andrew Patrick up with a runner on first, 1 out. He's 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch to him. Off the end of the bat. Looped right side, going towards the line. Ferris giving chase. That ball's going to drop. So I'm not sure if that was mistracked by Ferris, but that ball landed probably halfway up the line into the outfield. Early initially tracked back from first, like he was going to make the catch. And then Ferris was coming straight to his left, and that ball landed way in front of him. So I don't know if he mistracked it or what, but Andrew Patrick's going to get a base hit out of it.
Well, and Parker Lester was confused, too. He
Yeah,
was
I
standing
mean,
there, standing there,
if
took a step
Lester
back and then went, oh, crap.
had just gone straight away on that, maybe he could have even come home. Who knows? But obviously thought that ball was going to be caught. First and second now for Nick Wimmers. First pitch is up high for ball 1.
Righty Wimmers.
Righty Wimmers. That pitcher warming up in the Scouts bullpen is a right-hander, so likely if we see Nick Wimmers at the plate again, he's going to have to flip to the other side.
Just stay out there on the right side.
1-0 on the way. That pitch dives low. We actually saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
As late in the game, the Scouts brought in Colin Taylor, who is a pitcher, to pinch hit in the 9th to get his first at-bat of the season. He's listed as a switch hitter on the roster and batted right-handed against a right-handed pitcher. So I'm not sure if he's if he is a switch hitter or if that's a mistake, not sure. 2-0, pushed on the right side. This ball's going to get down. Lester being waved around third, coming home all the way into the corner. Wimmers digs into second. Andrew Patrick going to get the stop sign at third, but it scores a run. It's an RBI double for Nick Wimmers.
Look at that 6-7 speed.
Halfway to the cycle, dare I say. Single and a double for him now.
He got what eluded him yesterday.
He's got the 2 easiest. He got the 2 hardest pieces out of the way to start yesterday. He's got the 2 easiest out of the way today, but does get another RBI to add to his season tally. And now they're on second and third with 1 out here for Cal Brazier. Brazier already with 1 RBI in the game, had the sac fly in the first. Cal has lost the team home run lead. He was tied with Evan Ulrich with 3 coming into this game, but after Ulrich's bomb today, he's now trailing behind.
Would have to check the RBIs, though, how many runners were on for those home runs.
Brazier has 17 RBIs coming into today, now 18. So we got a pitcher-catcher conference. That was our delay, and then after that broke up now, head coach Tim Cole coming out of the Scouts dugout. So they may have been trying to stall a little bit to buy some time to get a couple more pitches in the bullpen for that pitcher that is out there. And indeed, it is going to be the end of the road as it appears.
Yep.
So Jacob Wells going to exit the game. It's likely Trey Ricco who's going to come in for Xenia. But he will stride his way to the plate, coming in a bit of a jam, as you've got one of the best RBI machines in the Joes lineup at the plate in Cal Brazier. Second and third, 1 out. We'll let the pitcher get his warm-ups in, and we'll come back with more Joes baseball. Back in a moment here on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Trey Ricco indeed will take the mound for the Xenia Scouts. Here in the top of the 5th, Joe's leading 3-1. Already got 1 run in the inning. They got second and third, 1 out after the RBI double by Nick Wimmers. Trey Ricco, 6'2", 195 righty, senior out of Denver, North Carolina.
That is strange.
Denver,
North
Carolina. Plays collegiately at Tennessee Martin for the Skyhawks.
Skyhawks, love that.
Great name. They will face off against Cal Brazier. Ricco making his 7th appearance this season out of the bullpen. He's pitched 6 1/3 innings so far for the Scouts. Second and third, 1 out. Cal Brazier at the plate.
Scouts infield going to come in halfway here.
First pitch to Cal. Check swing, and they're saying he went around. Strike 1. So obviously you'd love Cal to get a hit here, but really just wanted to put one in the outfield, as in this position, just feel like you got to get one more. This one's fouled straight back. Brazier falls behind 0-2. Brazier hitting 194 this season with runners in scoring position, but near the top of the Joes roster in terms of RBIs.
And has one today.
Actually is at the top now that he has the one. He's got 18. 0-2, he gave a check swing. That pitch was way down and away, though. He was able to hold it back as Haskins jumped to his right to block that one. Scouts' corner infielders were in a little more. Now they've kind of backed out to the halfway position like everyone else. 1-2, swing and a miss. Brazier goes chasing up high. And that's a big second out recorded by Trey Ricco. Freshly checked into the game.
Speed all the way around the base paths, though, so anything in the outfield, you never know.
Evan Ulrich coming to the plate, 1 for 2 with a solo home run that came in the last inning. Gave the Joes the lead back. Since then, Nick Wimmers has added an insurance run with an RBI double. Second and third, 2 outs. Rico from the stretch gives the first pitch. And they're going to check out and say Ulrich did not go. Gave a really hard check swing at it, but was able to hold it up just barely. That pitch missing just off the plate. Good eye from Ulrich. 1-0 count. Rico lifts the knee. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Similar location that time, maybe a little bit closer in towards the plate. Ball and a strike to Evan now.
Yeah, staying away from him, not wanting to give him anything over the plate or anything he can get the barrel on.
1-1. Swing and a miss. Ulrich out in front of the breaking ball. Swinging in early on that one.
Again, just staying off the plate.
One-two pitch on the way, and it's up high. Two balls and 2 strikes to Evan Ulrich. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled back. Just caught a piece of the bottom of the bat. Almost skittered to the Joe's dugout.
Almost pool cued its way over there.
Count remains 2-2 to Evan, who's battling up there at the plate. Two-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ulrich out in front of the breaking ball. Trey Rico coming in a jam, and the job done. A pair of strikeouts for him to keep the lead at what it is for the Joes. Hamilton adds one more on in the top of the 5th thanks to the RBI double from Nick Wimmers. 3-1 now our score as we head to the bottom of 5. Xenia looking to claw their way back into this one. When we return, it's Joes Baseball on the All Wolf Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Three-one our score, bottom of the 5th. Joe's leading the Scouts. Luke Westpoli, Blake Griffin alongside here, and some GLSCL baseball on a Wednesday evening, the penultimate road game for the Joes in the regular season. So they will be on the road for the last day of the regular season on Sunday, heading to Roselawn to take on the Cincinnati Steam. First batter is Peyton Neiman. He'll chop this first one up the middle. Coming over on it is Badalak. Behind second base, he'll throw over to first. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Exactly, almost the same thing we saw in the last inning.
Yep.
A ball right to Clay.
On the first pitch.
On the first pitch.
This time he's able to make the play. A little bit easier, so he didn't have to kind of wait back on it like he did last time. But back to the top of the order we go. So again, the Joes up by 2. Tyler Hudson back on the mound. For the Xenia Scouts, Jake Wells, who exited the game in the last inning, went 4 1/3. In just his second start of the season, both coming against the Joes. First pitch way outside to Tyler Haskins. Haskins 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. Wells, 4 1/3 innings, gave up 3 earned runs off 5 hits. Walked 4 and struck out 3. Was responsible for 2 in scoring position before Rico wormed his way out of that jam. 0-1. Check swing, hit on the ground over to second base. Melvin on to first for the 4-3 put out. Haskins wanted to hold up at that one, but instead just put that one softly in play. Pretty routine on the right side of the Joes infield. Quickly 2 outs. Just 3 pitches so far in the inning for Tyler Hudson. Tommy Rover is the batter with the bases empty. Rover yet to record an at-bat, 2 plate appearances, 2 walks for him. Swing and a miss up high on the first pitch. Chasing upstairs for strike 1. Now the 0-1 offering. Dealt in, slider just off the outside corner. Good spot from Tyler Hudson. Just can't quite find it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Parker Lester coming in a little bit onto the edge of the green turf from third. 1-1. Fouled into the screen behind home plate. Tommy Rover with 2 strikes on him now. Tyler Hudson already with 1 strikeout. Looking for 2 in what would be a rather quick inning. Joe shifted a little bit to the right on the right side of the infield. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Went about 3/4 of the way around. Tommy Rover chasing up high. And Tyler Hudson very quickly through his second inning of work as he retires the Scouts. 1-2-3 to the 6th we go. Joes still lead by 2. 3-1 our score. Stay with us. More Joes baseball on the way. Troy Rico retaking the mound, hoping to have his first full inning of work. A couple guys stretching out in the Scouts bullpen, but no throwing. Clay Badalak will lead off for the Joes. On top in this one, 3-1. Joes looking for win number 2 of the back-to-back. These 2 teams met back-to-back last week at Foundation Field. They split that 2-game. First pitch is outside to Badalak for ball 1. Joes lost the first game of the series, actually, to today's starting pitcher, Jake Wells. He did not get the decision in that game, but did start in the eventual Scouts win. 1-0 to Badalak, upstairs for ball 2. Joes would then take game 2. Two-0 pitch. Jumped in. That one bounces right before it hit Clay Badalak right on the front foot. And it goes to the backstop. Clay ahead 3-0.
Clay getting his first at-bat against a righty here.
Favorable matchup for the lefty hitter at a Frontier Community College. Here's the 3-0. Down and in, ball 4. Second walk of the day worked by Clay Badalak. Another leadoff base runner on for the Joes. It's all but one leadoff base runner we've seen has come via a walk. Joseph had 4 guys get on to start innings here through 6 and 3 walks, and then, of course, the Evan Ulrich home run. Tristan Melvin now the batter. Runner on first, nobody out for the righty. Let's get a quick step off pump fake from Trey Rico. It's the first time Melvin's going to get to see Rico. Last time Badalak was on first right before him. Melvin grounded into a fielder's choice. First pitch snapped over the outside corner for strike 1. Nothing in 1 to Melvin. Badalak hopping around. This one hit well out into left center field. Going back is Smith. He looks to be underneath it and makes the catch. About 20, 25 feet in front of the wall.
Hit the ball well, but you just can't hit it out to anywhere in Smith's direction. He's going to track it down almost 9 times out of 10.
Gaden Konzak digs in for the Joes. Lefties have had a good amount of success today for Hamilton. But Konzak empty so far, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Runner on first, 1 out. First pitch to Caden, catches the inside half, just popped out of the glove of Haskins, but not enough for Badalak to try and run towards second. Konzak's kind of bounced in and out of the lineup. It seems when he's in, and when he's not, he's not. The 0-1, he chases down low for strike 2. It seems like Konzak will play in 3, 4, 5 straight games and then not play for 3, 4, 5 straight games. So didn't play yesterday. Oh-2, big lead from Badalak. The pitch, high and away. Badalak starts the lead off small and then just creeps more and more towards second with every passing moment, it seems. 1-2, runner on the move, pitches down low. Haskins throws over to second. It's a bouncer, and it's not in time. Badalak swipes the bag, moves into scoring position. Mentioned the Joes struggles so far this season to steal on Tyler Haskins.
Yeah, did everything in his power to get there and almost got him.
That time the throw was down and in. He had to kind of catch it in an awkward position. Throw was in a good spot despite the 1 hop. But Badalak beat it out just a little too fast out there. 2-2 now to Konzak on the way. Grounder, right side, waiting on it at first, making the block, and now recovering it is early. He'll step on first for the 3 unassisted. Badalak moves over to third base, 2 down now in the top of the 6th. RBI opportunity for Steven Stigler. He's 0 for 2 today. First pitch to Stigler. Falls in there. Strike 1. Scouts now got a man working, it looks like, out there in the bullpen, or maybe just kind of standing around on the mound.
I think he's going pitch for pitch.
0-1. Up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nothing right now in the Joe's bullpen, and no reason to with Tyler Hudson on the mound. Is a righty out there. Another one for the Scouts. After starting off with the southpaw and Jake Wells. 1 ball and 1 strike to Steven Stigler. Here's the pitch. That's in a good spot. Catch in the top part of the zone for strike 2. Stigler gave that one a good thought, but decided to hold up. Sun beginning to set. Sky is still a light shade of blue here in Xenia, but the lights are on.
Very pretty. I did see a UK shaped cloud a minute ago. I'm not going to lie. I was looking.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Steven Stigler. Pitch up high and in. Stigler kind of jerked the bat at it to defend himself, but didn't move it too much. Count moves to 2-2. Rico set. Here it comes. This one grounded third base side. Going to be a tough play. Coming around it is Bell, sidearming over to first, and it's in time for out number 3. Close to an RBI, but no cigar for Steven Stigler. It's a 0 on the scoreboard for the Joes in the top of the 6th. Score remains the same at 3-1. To the bottom of the inning we go. Tyler Hudson retaking the mound when we come back on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Joe's 3, Scouts 1, bottom of the 6th here from Grady's Field on the Athletes in Action Complex campus. Colby Ferris will dig in to lead things off and face Tyler Hudson. Hudson on for his 3rd inning of work. Retired the Scouts in order in very quick fashion in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch. In the air, right field, towards the line. Coming over on it for the Joes is Konzak. Loses his hat, but makes the play no problem. And for the 3rd time in 3 innings, first pitch is put in play. Scouts are 0 for 3 on those officially. Did reach the first time on an error, but the last 2 innings, man retired.
Working extremely fast. Just the 20th pitch from Tyler Hudson.
Through 2 1/3. Jeffrey Hurd comes up to the plate. Joe's feeling good right now, but he maybe gave them a good scare his last time up as things were tied at that point. First pitch, check swing on the outside corner. He went around, strike 1. You know, the Joes have put themselves back out in front, but at the time the Scouts had just tied the game, had the bases loaded, 2 outs, and he crushed one to right center field. It's the 0-1 high and away. And Caden Konzak had to make an acrobatic play at the warning track to catch that ball almost over his head and behind him. Robbed surely an extra base hit, probably 3 runs. It's the 1-1 again hit well, but this time to deep center. Backing up is Andrew Patrick. Continuing to back up all the way to the warning track, and he finally gets there for out number 2.
I think he got to the back pedal, thought he was going to be there, and then had to backpedal a little faster.
Backpedaling more and more and more.
Cornerback style. Just continuing to hit the ball hard is Jeffrey Hurd.
Andrew Patrick, Hilliard Darby product at a high school. They got a good football team. First pitch grounded on the left side, and it's through into left field for a base hit for Ross Smith. I was going to say, I don't know if Patrick was a cornerback, but that is the first hit of the game for the Xenia Scouts. Ross Smith puts him on the board in that column, reaching base for the second time. Blaze Bell coming up now, 2 down. And a runner on first.
I have just now understood.
The Blase walk-up song.
The walk-up song. I'm not going to lie.
Blase Bell.
Very clever.
If you couldn't hear it, Blase by Ty Dolla $ign is his walk-up song. So just the explanation. Runner on first, 2 outs. First pitch from Tyler Hudson. Jammed up the middle, and that's through into center field for a base hit. Scouts must have heard something in the dugout. Finally able to get things going here. Couple balls softly hit, and they're finally able to find the holes in the infield they needed to. Back-to-back singles for them now. Ross Smith unable to advance to third on that one, as it was not hit very hard. Matt Early up to the plate now, looking for an adjustment at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, but the tying run aboard for the Scouts now. First and second and 2 down. Hudson nods, pitching from the stretch here. First pitch on the way. Slides right down the plate for strike 1.
Right back to business for Tyler Hudson.
Absolutely. He's a guy that doesn't really seem to be phased too much. So now he delivers in the 0-1, and it'll miss up high. He doesn't really seem to be affected too much by having runners on base or by giving things up. Remains pretty calm while he's on the mound, it seems. Righty on righty matchup. Here's the 1-1. Just a tad low. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Hudson takes looks between second and home and now deals the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Chasing down low on that one is Matt Early.
Love to see that.
Good movement on that offering from Tyler Hudson. Two balls and 2 strikes. Hudson setting that front foot. Here it comes. This one hit out into deep left field. Going back for the Joes is Stigler at the wall. He makes the catch.
Oh, my goodness.
Another one that was just a couple feet away from leaving the yard ends up in a Joe's glove in the outfield, and Tyler Hudson puts up the 0 to keep the lead 3-1. Well, it's been quite entertaining here from Xenia as we head to the final innings. Number 7 is on the way. Joe's looking for some insurance after that last inning. Seems like it might be needed. We'll see when we come back on the All Wealth Hamilton Joe's Broadcast Network. Top 7 here from Xenia. Top of the order for the Joes, coming up to the plate to face a new pitcher, Mark Skomer, taking the mound for the Scouts. Parker Lester has reached base 3 times, 1 for 1 with a pair of walks, has also scored 2 of the Joes' 3 runs. For Mark Skomer, he's been the guy out of the bullpen for Xenia, making his 12th appearance. All in relief. First pitch from the sidewinder to Lester is fouled off over the hills on the left side. Skomer's pitched 17 and 2/3 innings so far. Has a 3.56 ERA on the season. 0-1. This one grounded left side through the hole in the infield. Parker Lester has now reached base 4 times, 2 for 2 on the day. His second single. Andrew Patrick going to come in for the Joes. He's looking for his second hit of the day. Got a little lucky his last time as he floated one out up the line in right field. And it just fell as it seemed like every Scouts fielder that gave chase mistracked. Runner on first, nobody out in a 3-1 ball game. Parker Lester hopping around. First pitch, dives away from the box. Into the lefty box, ball 1. Joe's out hitting the Scouts 6-2. Both Scouts' hits came in the last inning. 1-0. On the way. Bunt is square, now pulled back. That one's going to pop out of the glove of Haskins. Called strike. Doesn't quite get all the way to the backstop, but trickled by slowly enough where Parker Lester got over to second and then rounded it pretty hard. Tyler Haskins gave almost a comedic pump fake over there to second base. Count is 1-1 to Andrew Patrick. Runner on second now, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Bit of a delayed reaction from Patrick there in the box. One ball and 2 strikes.
Long pause.
Indeed. See if Patrick calls time here. Nope. 1-2. Hit up the middle. Over the head of Neiman at second. He didn't need to. Lester makes a hard turn. That one's going to get by Smith in center. Now he will score. Here comes Andrew Patrick. He's getting waved around third. Throw is cut off, and the play at the plate is not in time. Probably going to be a single with an error.
Nah, I'm flashing the home run graphic.
On Ross Smith, but Andrew Patrick comes all the way around. They'll give a little mini boom outside the dugout. Kind of a half home run celebration from the team. We'll call it a 2-run shot for Andrew Patrick. Scores Parker Lester. Patrick now 2 weird singles. But the Joes get some much-needed insurance, which is most important on that play. It's now 5-1. Base is empty. Lefty Nick Wimmers coming up. First pitch grounded, left side, diving play. It hit the glove of Rover. He was able to recover it as it got right next to him, but into the outfield grass, no play. That should be a single for Nick Wimmers, who's now 3 for 3. Man, Wimmers and Lester at the top of the order have just had a fantastic couple of days.
Yeah, this 1-2-3 seems to be one of the something that you're gonna see going forward. It's really kind of clicked. It will be scored a single and an RBI.
And RBI. So
I don't know if
Lester was getting the stop sign originally at third, but regardless, first pitch outside to Cal Brazier. Runner on first, nobody out. Joe's leading 5-1.
No error, I think.
(1-0) falls in there for strike 1. Yeah, I mean, dare I say, this top of the lineup and the way they're hitting the ball right now, it's almost giving flashbacks to that second week of the season where the Joes really seem to struggle, as they kind of have in the past week and a half or so since the All-Star break, as the 1-1 falls down low for ball 2.
Yeah, right.
And we
right
just
as they went
kind
from
of
a
saw the
7.
offense just kind of ramp
Yeah.
up in the beginning of that second week, which fueled them to a 7-0 perfect performance in week 2. And you see that now. Joe's offense struggled a little bit since the All-Star break, but in the past couple of days, it really feels like it has come alive. 2-1 to Brazier, hit on the ground at third base. Skips up high, 5-4 for 1. The throw is going to be given over to first, but not in time. Wimmers is retired. Brazier will reach for the first time on the fielder's choice. So now runner on first. 1 out, finally recorded in the inning for Mark Skomer. And Evan Ulrich striding to the plate. First pitch to Ulrich, sent on the way, and it'll miss just low for ball 1. Just kind of thinking, and it feels like to me that every single game that the Joes have played here, at least in my time with the Joes, has always had some sort of mark on it here at Grady's Field. As the 1-0 sent outside. You think about the games this year, and we saw the no-hitter carried into the 9th.
Yeah.
We saw the rain out that stopped the game after 5, and then we saw the offensive explosion yesterday. As the 2-0 dealt in, going to find the outside corner for strike 1. But you think about, even for me thinking back to last year, the only inside the park home run I've ever called was here at Grady's Field last year as Garrett Staten hit it. That's not going to count for Andrew Patrick, but we'll call it inside the park for fun. The 2-1 misses outside for 3-1. Just feels like there's never a dull game between these two teams, especially when they play here in Xenia. Always know you're going to be in for some entertainment. 3-1 pitch to Ulrich. This one hit hard on the ground over at short. Waiting on it is Rover to 1. On to first, it is in time. 6-4-3 double play. Retires Cal Brazier and Evan Ulrich, and it will end the inning for the Scouts, who get out of it rather quickly after the Joes were looking to put up a big spot after how they started off. But they do get 2. And head into the 7th inning stretch looking good. 5-1. Joes on top. Looking to close it out. Final 9 outs here from Xenia for the Scouts to work with. We'll be back with more Joes baseball in just a minute. Stay with us. Post 7th inning stretch. Joe's looking to finish off the regular season series here against the Xenia Scouts on a high note. Potentially ending it off with 3 straight wins if they're able to hold on to this one tonight. They lead 5-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Tyler Hudson back on the mound for the Joes. Maxton Polad going to lead off for Xenia. Righty on righty matchup. First pitch from Hudson, swung on and missed. Polad got a small piece as that one was sliding toward the outside corner for strike 1. Joe's got 2, but the Scouts did a good job to limit it at that. As Mark Scomer gave up 3 straight hits to start his outing and then got a fielder's choice in a 6-4-3 double play to escape. 0-1 foul tipped again into the glove of Ulrich for strike 2. O2 count. Hudson winds and deals. This one popped up and over the grandstand out of play. Right behind us.
Might have to go get that one.
Yeah, take the headset off and run, go grab it. Licking County still trailing Sandusky by a 5-1 score. That game now in the top of the 8th. Aaron Goldhill still on the mound for Licking, or rather for Sandusky. Chopper up the middle. Badalak comes over on it, fires over to first in time for the out. That's a tougher play than it seems for Badalak, and that's really what we've come to expect of him since the All-Star break after he played short in the All-Star game. He's been very strong defensively at short. That's kind of what we've known him as.
How about Michigan? Down 3-1, now leading 7-3.
Cross-divisional game between Michigan and the Grand Lake Mariners. The first pitch popped up right at us into the screen by Peyton Neiman. 1-1 in the 7th, going into the 7th inning from Lima between Richmond and the Locos. Both teams pitching their ace in that one. The 0-1 is sent in and just inside. It's Matthew Dickey versus Carter Dorn.
Yeah, both guys had the pleasure of interviewing with pregame. Both great guys.
Both guys were participants in the All-Star game. 1-1 up high, ducking out of the way is Neiman. And they're going to say that one clipped him.
Yeah, rang him on the bucket.
So it's a hit by pitch to put a runner on with 1 out. First hit batter of the game for either team after it felt like we saw quite a few of those yesterday.
Yeah.
Back to the top of the order for Xenia. Tyler Haskins up. He's 0 for 2. Jetbox doing themselves all kinds of favors in the North Division, leading Muskegon 13-0 from the top of the 6th. Lima and Jetbox are currently deadlocked for 2nd place. In the North, of course, they're both fighting for that playoff spot. First pitch is fouled back, hit pretty hard off Evan Ulrich, but he looks to be fine.
Eyeing down an all-Michigan first round up there in the North.
Potentially, yep. Jetbox looking to keep the Ohio teams in the South. Oh, 0-1 count to Tyler Haskins. Hudson with a check over his shoulder at first. Now he deals home. That one comes in and hits him. Back-to-back hit by pitches. That time, no doubt about it. Right on the numbers. As Tyler Haskins tried to turn to get out of the way of that one. Plunked him. This is going to draw a mound visit from Tyler Thaman. There's some pitchers playing 2-ball out there in the Joe's bullpen, but no throwing.
Yeah, no real concern.
First and second, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Some fighting on the mound between Evan Ulrich and Parker Lester between the rosin bag.
Evan gives him a nice punch and then throws it on the ground. I don't think he wants Parker to get any of that.
It's all brotherly love out there for the Joes.
If we see an E5 on the next play, you know who to blame.
Parker got none of that rosin.
Evan Ulrich's getting a little Can you believe this guy move over to Parker Lester? So he heads back, and the mound visit breaks up. Clouds beginning to move over the field here. They look dark. I'm not sure if that's just because of the vantage point with the cloud
dark.
being dark, or if
They're dark.
so they are maybe
I think
threatening.
there's higher up clouds that are getting the sun, and I think the under ones are darker.
Alrighty, so hopefully no weather comes into play in this one.
Not
It's
a
been
meteorologist.
pretty beautiful the last couple days for baseball. The batter is Tommy Rover, first and second, one out. First pitch, bunt is squared. It's put down up the line. It trickles foul. Ulrich's going to wave him off, wait as long as possible, and touch it with one finger in foul territory. Yeah, the Joes playing a little bit towards that bunt. But Sam Muse letting us know, that's probably what the mound visit was.
We're going to have to give him a headset. I think it's what's going to have to come down to.
I think we will, because he gives us a lot of good insight. It's the 0-1, bunt is squared again, and it's missed. And they're going to check to the base umpire.
He did.
Yeah, the home plate umpire said a Rover did not, that he pulled it back, and the base umpire disagreed. So the count's going to move to 0-2. That's a big couple pitches from Tyler Hudson, as now you are likely eliminating the bunt.
Yeah, we never want to say fully. You never know.
Yeah.
Some teams like to commit.
But as we were talking about before, yeah, Tyler Thaman came out and maybe just told the guys, like, listen, there is going to be a bunt here where you basically know it, so just be aware, as there is nobody out there throwing in the Joe's bullpen. 0-2, called strike 3. Right down the plate. Tommy Rover watching it go by. 2 strikeouts in his last 2 at-bats, and a big second out recorded by Tyler Hudson. Looking to strand runners on first and second once again after he did so in the last inning.
And I will say, no rain expected here till Monday. So if we get rain here,
hopefully
it's
a good
unicorn.
sign.
Absolute unicorn.
We'll say it has gotten very dark very quickly.
Low level clouds, not cumulonimbus clouds.
Colby Ferris going to watch the first ball on the outside corner for strike 1.
Your Blake Griffin meteorology lesson of the day. Cumulonimbus clouds, thunderstorms.
Weather report brought to you by blank.
Yeah, insert sponsor there.
0-1 is fouled off on the right side really hard. Just got around the fence. Or the netting, I should say. Count is 0-2.
We got a couple of sponsorships we're lined up we could have put into games.
We got a couple already.
Need the candy ones, find us, sponsor our guys and also give us a chance to shout you out in the broadcast. Sweetest player of the game or something like that.
0-2 to Ferris on the way. Swing and a miss. How about the performance from Tyler Hudson to get out of these jams and just put up zeros when the Joes need him to? That's all you can ask for right now. Back-to-back strikeouts to retire the side here in the bottom of the 7th. To the 8th we go. Joe's in a good spot. They lead 5-1. Back for more in just a moment on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Top of the 8th from Xenia. 5-1, Joe's lead over the Scouts. Joe's looking to put their stamp on this season series. They've won 2 of the last 3, looking to make it 3 straight in the final 3 meetings against the Scouts. Clay Badalak will lead off to face Mark Skomers back on the mound for Xenia. First pitch, bunt is squared. It's put down in a good spot to the left of the mound, getting called off. Haskins won't be able to play that. It's a bunt single for Clay. He put that one in a great spot, just right in between the mound and the baseline. And Skomer began to make his way over to it, but he was called off by catcher Tyler Haskins, who just tried to slide over and barehand that one off the turf. It was going to be a tough play either way, and Haskins just missed the ball on his swipe by. So a bunt single puts the leadoff man on for the Joes. And now Tristan Melvin up to the plate. First pitch to Melvin. Side-armed in, little outside. Ball 1. Sandusky adding on to their lead, 6-1 now. Ice Haulers over Settlers. So throw back to first will not generate anything for Skomer. Keep referencing back to it, but I mean, it's so huge for the Joes as now they could potentially move into a tie for first place after tonight, which we just did not even think that was a possibility a few days ago. 1-0, falls into the inside corner for strike 1. And a player making their way out to the Scouts bullpen. That is Grant DeClue, who I believe we saw yesterday.
We did.
Yeah. 1-1. In on the hands. Pushed foul. The first base side. Check the weather in the break, and we got all sorts of different numbers from every different app we checked. As high as 39%.
As low as none.
Yes, indeed. Not raining yet, though. 1-2, just off the outside corner, maybe a little low. Melvin watches it go by. 2-2 now.
The Microsoft Edge one says no rain for the next 2 hours, but it is supposed to rain later tonight.
Two. Foul tipped into the glove. Strike 3. Tristan Melvin down on strikes for the first time. Caden Konzak will dig in. Runner on first, 1 out. With the little amount of rain that is in the forecast, got to think that even if we were to somehow get a delay, first pitch into Konzak, missing off the outside part of the zone for ball 1, that it would be waited out because Xenia at the end of the day does get the kind of call as to whether or not they want to play out this game. This game could theoretically be canceled now as we've played more than 5 innings, but the Scouts would probably want to play the whole thing, as it's the final game of the season between the 2 teams, and especially with the little amount of rain in the forecast, got to think it would probably blow over somewhat quickly.
I don't think we're even.
If we even got a delay, which we
hard
probably
enough.
won't. 1-0 to Konzak, slapped up the left side, in at third base. The throw over to second is in time. Jumping over to first, the throw is there, and early stayed on the bag. It's a 5-4-3 double play, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 8th. To the bottom we go. Scouts down to their final 6 outs, trailing 5-1 in a big matchup between Joes and Scouts. More baseball on the way when we come back from the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Joe's 5, Scouts 1, bottom 8 here from Xenia. Joe's looking to improve to 20-16 on the season.
My favorite year.
Great year for a lot of things.
I believe the Cubs won the World Series that year.
Not good for me.
I got my driver's license. That was pretty good.
2016.
I like that.
Great year for music. That's what I
Incredible
remember.
Year for music.
A lot of good music came out in 2016. Leadoff batter is Jeffrey Hurd. First pitch to him on the way, and it falls into the outside corner for strike 1. Hurd has had quite a tough day. He walked in his first plate appearance, was picked off, and since has hit 2 to the warning track that were both caught. One in right, one in center. One of them was with the bases loaded as well. 0-1, high and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tyler Hudson is back on the mound for the Joes. Would love to see Hudson either close this one out or maybe bring someone in the 9th, maybe like a position player or something, 2-way like Casey Fink. 1-1, in there for strike 2. We mentioned Hudson with his starts. He is a guy that can come in and just put in multiple innings for you out of the bullpen if needed with that starting experience he's had. He came in the 4th. He's pitched all the way through the 8th now. 1-2, fouled off behind home plate. Scouts need 4 runs. Down to their final 6 outs. They fell behind out of the 3-way tie, which was broken up yesterday. Joe's Scouts and Steam all sitting at 18-16. Scouts now 1 game at a playoff position. 1-2, swing and a miss. Breaking ball off the outside half of the plate in the righty batter's box, and Hurd goes reaching. That's now 3 straight strikeouts, dating back to last inning for Tyler Hudson. Ross Smith will come up. He's reached base his last 2 times up, but is 1 for 3 officially. First pitch to him on the way, and it's up high near the shoulder. I'll turn away from it for ball 1. Saw Hudson pitch himself into a little bit of trouble last inning by hitting 2 batters, but was able to get out of it. Now the 1-1 on the way. Right there, strike 2. Or rather, strike 1. 1-0 offering, catching the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Overzealous by me. 1-1 pitch, sent in, swing and a miss. Smith got a piece of that ball, ever so slightly. Didn't affect the flight too much, though, and ended up in the glove of Evan Ulrich, and the count is 1-2. Bases empty, 1 out for Ross Smith. Hudson winds and deals. Breaking ball up high and in, near the hands. 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Now, if Hudson's to go the full 9, it's basically a reverse start.
It is. 2-2. Sent in now. This one's reached for, but pushed out into the gap in left center field. That's down for a base hit. Back-to-back singles for Ross Smith. That'll put a runner aboard with 1 out. We should mention that now we have confirmed we have seen a lightning strike pretty far away from the field outside.
There is supposed to be rain in
Right.
Columbus, which I believe
Yeah,
would
we're
be
about
that direction.
40-ish minutes, I believe, outside Columbus. So
I would believe it would be that direction.
Blaze Bell coming up to the plate. And Kyle Wu is going to come into the game to pinch run for Ross Smith.
I thought Smith had some speed by himself.
So in a game where the Scouts need something just to get going, some speed on the base pads maybe, Kyle Wu going to come in. Runner on first, 1 out now for Blaze Bell. Hudson pitching from the stretch once more. First offering, way inside. Bell will turn away from that one.
Or maybe we'll see Smith out of the bullpen. We've seen him come out before. Maybe that was just to get him off and then get him throwing.
That is true.
But I don't know.
Yeah, not sure. Smith playing in center field. Kyle Wu, mostly an infielder for the Scouts. Played second base yesterday. 1-0 finds the top of the zone for strike 1.
The man from Mercer Island. Yes, sir. Mercer Island, Washington. Shout out to all the homies back home.
Wu out of Wheaton College. Quite a difference. Opposite coast for him, collegiately, in Massachusetts. 1-1 to Bell. Just a little high. Bell won't chase. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I have talked about consistently how weird it is that I also have a friend that I went to school with my first 2 years of high school from Shoreline, which is about 15 minutes north, that also went to Wheaton.
Interesting. 2-1 the count to Blaze Bell. Hudson gives a pickoff over to first. He almost, I don't know what you want to call it. It was like a dance move where he jumped and turned his hips around and then threw a fastball over to first.
Not quite salsa, maybe merengue?
I was thinking like wedding dance.
Ah.
The cha-cha slide.
Cha-cha
That's what I was
slide.
thinking
There
of,
you
where you
go.
turn.
Yeah.
2-1 to Bell. Swing and a miss.
Could be Cupid Shuffle.
Could be also. Count is 2-2. Joe's in control of this one. Just needing Tyler Hudson to keep these Scouts bats at bay late. Long pause and pitch. Just to top the zone. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Should mention Sandusky has defeated Licking County 6-1 the final from that game at Sports Force Park. So that means that Licking County now falls to 20-16. If the Joes are able to hold on to this one, they would move into a tie for first place in the GLSCL South. This time is called by Blaze Bell.
Love that. Also, just Googled it. Confirmed lightning strike north of Circleville and south of Columbus, so nowhere near us.
Circleville. That's a throwback. The Ohio Marlins of the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League played 1 year in the league last year. We're located in Circleville. 3-2 pitch. This one hit well out into left field, but dying as it falls right into the glove of Steven Stigler, who tracked a little into the gap. That ball looked great off the bat from Blaze Bell, but the more it flew, the more its fate was determined. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 8th.
Tale of 2 halves in this ball game in terms of just the way the balls fly. The wind's been about the same the entire game.
It's been exactly the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it has not changed.
But we saw Evan Ulrich. I mean, I guess that just speaks to his raw power and raw strength. Muscled one out.
Put one that looked like it was going to be a fly out and carried all the way over the fence. We've seen now 3 balls get knocked down that the Scouts have hit that looked like they had potential to maybe leave the yard. 2 outs now for Matt Early. First pitch comes up and in on him, 4-1. One-0 count. Early was one of the guys who was robbed of a home run his last time up. Hit one deep to left. As the 1-0 sent in, and it's fouled back. Move the count to 1-1. Joes will be back in action tomorrow at home to take on the Cincinnati Steam at Foundation Field. Steam coming off a couple of off days.
Lightning strike in Hamilton. Sorry, I am all over this lightning strike.
All over the weather.
I guess we got lightning in Hamilton.
1-1. Called strike 2.
Beautiful spot.
So if there's anyone listening in Hamilton, there you go. Just saw another one out there in left center field. I believe Tyler Hudson may have seen it too, as his eyes were in that direction. Rule is, though, that if it's umpire discretion, so if the umpire does see lightning but determines it's a safe distance away, you're allowed to keep playing, and then
the rule is I believe is 8. It's either 8 or 13 miles, is what the range is.
1-2 count to Matt Early. Here's the pitch. He reaches for this one, lines it left side, but right into the glove of Clay Badalak at short. And Tyler Hudson, despite giving up some base runners lately, has just found the outs when he's needed to. And he has earned his way all the way to the 9th and still has not given up a run yet. 5-1 our score to the final inning. We hope we go, as the Joes will have one more chance to add on some more insurance when we come back. Joes Baseball live here on the All Wealth Hamilton Joes Broadcast Network. Top of the ninth here from Xenia. Joe's leading 5-1, looking for another big win to close out their time here at Grady's Field. Joe's so far 2-1 here in Xenia this season. First pitch to Steven Stigler, swung on and missed for strike one on the top part of the zone. New pitcher on the mound, Grant DeClue, appearing in back-to-back games for the Scouts. Pitched 1 inning yesterday, gave up 4 runs off 4 hits against the Joes as the 0-1 slides way outside. One ball and 1 strike to Steven Stigler. He's 0 for 3 today. He's hit a couple balls pretty well, but yet to find a gap. This one hit out into the right center gap. That one bouncing, cut off before it reaches the wall. Long turnaround first by Stigler, but he will retreat. First non-extra base hit of the season for Steven Stigler, but he leads things off with a single.
Also, we did not get word if Ross Smith came back out. I don't know if that's Kyle Wood.
I'm not sure who's out there in center field right now.
Give the game live a bit of a refresh.
It's blank.
Oh, well, lovely.
So Parker Lester coming in. Unknown man out there in center field. Runner on first, nobody out. Welcome to the Great Lakes League.
Sam Hughes pulling out the binoculars.
First pitch down and away for ball 1. That player out there in center is heavily moved to the left right now, as there was a big lightning strike out there.
Once again, check the lightningstrike.com.
1-0 pitch. Catches the inside corner for strike 1. Infield is playing somewhat normally as Blaze Bell's a little bit in at third base. And actually, as I say that, Neiman's backed into the outfield grass. So we get a pickoff move over to first. But the outfield is playing rather odd as Pohlad and Ferris are a little bit down the line, it seems, and now actually coming back more towards normal positions. But the unknown man out there in center field is playing way to the left of straightaway center.
Mystery man.
Playing a push shot for Parker Lester. So that pitch is bounced in, just barely doesn't hit him, but it will get all the way to the backstop, allowing for Steven Stigler to advance to second. Another good day for the Joes bats. 5 runs off 10 hits. Looking for more here. Tyler Haskins going to go over and give a little talk to Grant DeClue. And it's Pohlad out there in center. Kyle Wu has moved to left. So Pohlad moves left to center. Kyle Wu, who came in for the center fielder, Ross Smith, out there in left field. 2 balls and 1 strike. The count to Parker Lester now with a runner on second and nobody out. Should mention DeClue did not throw to Haskins yesterday. He threw to Sam Newkirk instead, as Haskins was playing at third base. Two 2-1 to Lester. On the way. Called strike on the inside corner. Lester's 2 for 2 today, has reached base 4 times, and has scored 3 of the Joes' 5 runs.
Hammond Wimmer's definitely competing for who is going to get interviewed tonight, though it might be Hudson, if the result holds.
If the result holds. 2-2 to Lester. Breaking ball reached for, hit right back up the middle of the pitcher. Looking that man back is DeClue. He'll go over to first for the out. Stigler took quite a secondary on that one. And so DeClue just looked him back. First out recorded in the inning. First time Parker Lester's been retired tonight. Andrew Patrick now the batter. Singles in his last 2 plate appearances. As now Pohlad's going to go the opposite way and move to the right of straightaway center field.
Playing the opposite gaps for sure here.
That is kind of where the single hit, as the pitch is up high, bunt is popped up, but gets down off the bat of Andrew Patrick. Hit that one to center field, kind of towards the right side. It's almost like Pohlad was playing towards where the batter had hit the ball in their last time up, because when he played over towards the left side of center, that was where Parker Lester hit his single his last time up, and then that was where Andrew Patrick hit his single. 0-1 sliding, pushed foul. Out of play on the right side. 0-2. Lightning strikes galore, but no thunder, no rain, so
Yeah,
seems like
Springfield's getting lit up.
yeah, it seems like it's pretty far away for now.
But it's not close enough.
0-2 pitch to Patrick. Off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 now to AP. 2 for 4 officially today. Here's the pitch. He lifts this one right side. It's going to get out of play. Patrick staying alive here. As of right now, has moved his average up to 224 with his performance so far today.
Quickly moving himself up the ranks.
Long pause. Here's the 1-2. This one taken in the air, right side. This might stay in play. Early going after it, but it won't.
Oof.
Early crashed into the fence on the right side pretty hard. He kind of bounced off it, but he looks to be okay. Thought that one might stay in play, but didn't quite get there. There is a lot of room to play balls in foul territory here at Grady's Field, all the way up until you get about halfway to the outfield, and then there's actually batting cages and bullpens on both sides that kind of jut into the field and, of course, are out of play. Patrick continuing to battle, though. The count is 1-2. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat upcoming. The clue set. Here it comes, and that one misses low on the breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Patrick. On deck for the Joes is Nick Wimmers, who's also perfect in terms of reaching base today. 3 for 3 with a walk. Heavy eye on Stigler from DeClue. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul tip all the way to the backstop. Patrick hanging tough. Tough for DeClue on his 2nd straight night pitching. Had a bit of a long 1 inning of work yesterday. Today he's supposed to come in probably only for 1 inning, but a little long as well. Two-two to Patrick. And misses down and away as it dove into the turf, blocked by Haskins, and the count is full. Ninth pitch of the at-bat coming up to Andrew Patrick. A long pause before DeClue sets. Here comes the payoff. Swing and a miss. So after the marathon at-bat, Grant DeClue comes out on top. It's the 2nd out of the inning here in the top of the 9th. And that'll bring up Nick Wimmers.
Yeah, staying away after his last couple of at-bats where he singled, and you're going to get him to swing over the top of that one.
So lefty Nick Wimmers going to come up as DeClue, another right-handed thrower on the mound for Xenia.
We mentioned righty Wimmers, in theory, never gets out, the guys always say. Lefty Wimmers has not been out tonight.
First pitch to him misses down and away. 4-1. Runner on 2nd, 2 outs. Joe's leading 5-1 here in the top of the 9th. Now the 1-0. Sent in up high. Wimmers ahead in the count 2-0. Seen Wimmers get ahead in a couple counts today and has hunted pretty well when he's been up ahead. So far, 2 singles and a double for Nick. 2-0 pitch. Outside on the breaking ball, and so that'll move the count 3-0. On deck for the Joes is Cal Brazier, who is 0 for 3 with an RBI. Three balls and no strikes to Nick Wimmers. Here's the pitch. And it's there. Getting the over strike. Moves the count to 3-1. Crowd still here in about 2/3 capacity from what they were at first pitch. Count is 3-1. The pitch, swing and a miss. Foul tip piece for Nick Wimmers. And that'll run the count full. Grant DeClue getting every bit of his money's worth here in terms of some pitches and some live ABs out of the bullpen. As in pitching the past 2 days, this may be his final appearance of the year for the Scouts. 3-2 to Wimmers. Fights that one off on the left side. So for Xenia, they will be off tomorrow before taking on the Cincinnati Steam twice on the road the next 2 nights. And their regular season will come to a close on Saturday. They will potentially have to wait out the result of Joes and Steam on Sunday to determine their fate. Maybe determined before then. 3-2, hit hard on the ground. Diving for it at second is Neiman. He lost it, now throws over to first. It's not going to be in time.
You would hope it'd be a single.
Should be a single there for Nick Wimmers.
As he inches ever closer to 400 at the end of the season.
And it is going to be a single.
Oh, my goodness.
So Nick Wimmers, 4 for 4 on the day. How about the last 2 days from Nick Wimmers? He is now 7 for 7, or rather 7 for 9.
Yeah.
But has 2 walks as well. So 7 for 9 for Nick Wimmers.
And 9 for 11 on reach and base. Oh, my goodness.
Stigler over to third. Runners on the corners now for Cal Brazier with 2 down. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike 1. We're due for a Brazier bomb, as they say.
We talked about it last night, how thick the air always is here when the sun goes down.
0-1, up high, it hits him on the shoulder. Brazier just gave kind of a look over to the dugout after that one. Not sure if it was in pain or what, but regardless, it'll load the bases. Second time he's reached base tonight. And now the bases are loaded for Evan Ork. He's already got a home run on the day. We saw the Joes explode for 4 runs in the 9th yesterday. Currently nothing yet with 2 outs and the bases juiced. Joe's still leading 5-1. Evan Ulrich 0 for 2 on the season with the bases loaded. Pitcher out there in the bullpen for the Joes is Casey Fink.
Everybody's got the bread and the condiments ready for the grand salami. You know, we kind of it's laid out on the table.
First pitch called strike 1 in the bottom part of the zone to Ulrich. Wind still blowing. It shifted a little bit from diagonally out towards left field, now a little more out towards center. Now, as I say that, the flag flips. 0-1 lifted up and on the hands right side. Coming over in foul territory is Early, and he will make the catch for out number 3. So the Joe's able to load up the bases, but they come up empty in the top of the 9th. The 4-run lead is what they're going to have to protect as we head to the bottom of the inning. We'll see who we have on the mound, as we're not quite sure yet, but we'll let you know when we come back, as the Joes are trying to close this one out. 5-1, they lead over the Scouts on the All Wealth Hamilton. Bottom of the 9th here from Xenia. Joe's looking to shut the door, and it's Tyler Hudson back out on the mound. Like Blake mentioned a couple innings ago, kind of a reverse start for Tyler. First batter he will face off against is Maxton Polad. He squares to bunt and misses it. Got under his bat. Strike one. Joe's leading 5-1. Stranded ducks on the pond in the top of the ninth, but doesn't feel like they're too worried right now. 0-1 from Hudson. Breaking ball up high and on the hands. 1 ball and 1 strike now.
We apologize for the skippy video you probably have as I'm watching it on my phone. The Wi-Fi here has gone out, so we have to, again,
Cut out in the bottom of the ninth.
we have to go onto a phone hotspot, which obviously is not going to be the best.
1-1. Swing and a miss.
Oh, my goodness.
Bat goes flying over to third. I thought Parker Lester might try to catch it. Instead, he's just going to gesture it over his head. No batting gloves for Maxton Polad's a bold move.
Yeah, it's going to.
As now he's jogging back to the dugout. I don't know if maybe he's going to get gloves or maybe some pine tar. Maybe a new bat. I don't even know.
I would get a new bat.
He goes back to the dugout, and he's going to grab the gloves. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Parker Lester went out into shallow left field to go retrieve the bat. Hands it off to head coach Tim Cole.
Well, at least the stream caught that.
Yes, it did.
It came back in time. It came back in time to catch that.
Parker Lester near-death experience.
Caught live on film.
Maybe we could upload that on our YouTube Shorts page.
Yeah, we'll get a Joe's Shorts.
Base is empty. 1-2 count to Maxton Polad after that odd moment. Hudson winds and fires. This one's fouled back and on the hands.
Surely would have had that one.
Right on us. Again, mentioned it earlier in the game, but how dare they protect hands?
How dare they?
How dare they install the screen in here to protect people from foul balls? 1-2, this one driven out to right field, but foul. Into the Joe's bullpen, just caught the top of the fence, almost got over it, but stayed in there. Count remains 1-2 to Maxton Polad. Polad is 0 for 2 today, but did walk and scored the Scouts' first run. As that one gets away from Hudson. A little bit up high, Evan Ulrich. In no hurry to jump up out of his stance on that one, just let it fly over his head. To the backstop, 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Hudson winds the 2-2 on the way. Upstairs for ball 3.
Pitch number 72 on that last one.
Still nobody throwing in the Joe's bullpen. We saw some light tossing from Casey Fink in the top, but he has since ceased. 3-2. This one popped up and out of play. Might have been ball 4 for Polad, but defending just to be safe. We've seen Tyler Hudson in each of the past few innings have some base runners on the docket, but never the leadoff. But every time also he's just pitched his way out of it without too much of an issue. 3-2 pitch. This one hit well, high in the air, left side. Racing over on it is Stigler towards the line. He has to come back on it, and it gets by him. Dropping in left, pulling into second safely is Maxton Polad. Don't know if that caught the glove or not, if that's going to be a hit or an error, but that ball looked like it was going to land in foul territory. I don't know if now, since the wind has actually kind of shifted a little more towards the right, if that one just blew back, but Stigler pursued it and then tried to camp under it right on the line. And then it actually ended up kind of back more towards fair territory over his head, and it got by him. So it's going to be scored a hit, a double from Maxton Polad. There's no glove on it from Steven Stigler. Peyton Neiman coming up to the plate with a runner on second and nobody out. First pitch to him. Catches the outside corner for strike 1.
Right back to business.
Yeah, no need to panic. by any means for Tyler Hudson. Pitched well with runners on so far today. So he's gotten himself out of everything. 0-1, finds the zone on the breaking ball. Strike 2 called. Nothing in 2. Neiman 0 for 2 was hit his last time up. Getting his third look at Tyler Hudson. Here's the pitch. And just missing off the plate. Great spot on the kind of slider from Tyler Hudson. Looked like Hudson said a couple things to his middle infielders after that one. He wanted it, and it was very close. Count is 1-2 to Peyton Neiman. Hudson set at the shoulders. Here's the pitch. And that's just going to miss as well. 2 good spots from Tyler Hudson. But can't put away Peyton Neiman just yet. Two balls and 2 strikes. Hudson takes a look back at second, now home. Here's the pitch. This one hits slowly on the ground up the first base side. It hits him. Hudson with a floater over his head, and he got him. What a play by Tyler Hudson. The runner advances to third. That ball looked like it hit off of Pohlad as he was running up the line, but something happened where it kicked up over Pohlad's head. Somehow Hudson got there, was able to get to it, and just put that ball up in the air, put it back over Neiman's head, and got him at first. So the runner advances to third, but you'll take that. First pitch to him on the way, swung on and missed on the outside corner. Oh, 1 count. Hudson nods and deals. That's in there for strike 2 on the fastball. Haskins down 0-2. Hudson looking to complete 6 innings out of the bullpen after coming in relief for starter Shea Hendrickson. Oh-2 pitch. This one hit well out into left field, but doesn't look like Steven Sigler's moving too much. He makes the catch. Tagging from third and coming home will be Maxton Pohlad. It's a sac fly for Tyler Haskins. But in that situation, not the Scouts' ideal play as it records the second out. 5-2 our score now as Tommy Rover comes up to the plate. Rover is 0 for 2, walked his first 2 times up and since has K'd twice. And both of those strikeouts were the 2 times he faced Tyler Hudson. First pitch to him on the way. Breaking ball called strike 1 on the outside corner. Bases empty, 2 out. If this result holds, it would be the 2nd straight day where the Joes go wire to wire for the win, but the starter does not get the result. So, see, take from that what you will, is a big cut and a miss on the 0-1 from Tommy Rover. Hudson getting to pitch from the windup again. Here's the 0-2 on the way, up high and away. Waste offering there, and Rover won't bite. One ball and 2 strikes. Hudson kicks, fires. This one's fouled off behind home plate. One ball and 2 strikes. Hudson again into the wind. Here's the pitch. This one lifted up, high in the air, left side, tracking back into the shallow outfield. Badlack calling everyone off, and he makes the catch for out number 3. The Joes win 5-2. Your final score, and just a pair of really, really solid results when you need them for this team as they take to the road and take 2 from the Scouts here at Grady's Field as they start off their final week of play here in the GLSCL summer season. Joes improve in this one to 20-16 and move into a tie with the 18-18 on the year, and it's going to be an uphill battle for them as they'll now need some help. They will have an off day before facing the Cincinnati Steam twice over the next couple of days after that, and they'll need to win both of those now and also get some help from some other results around the league. Of the 9th, and the losing pitcher is Jake Wells for Xenia, who went 4 1/3, giving up 3 earned runs. Well, Blake, great win for the Joes here today. Obviously, you love to get 2 results, you think, coming into this road trip, but you were thinking maybe, get 1-1 on the road, take care of business at home tomorrow, and then you give yourself a chance on Sunday. Got to be really pleased with what the team did, taking 2-2.
Yeah, absolutely the best result you could ask for. Not just 2 wins, but 2 very good wins, as the Joes will head home tomorrow to sort of get things rolling.
Yeah, like Blake said, the Joes will be back at home tomorrow at Foundation Field to continue things, and we will be on air for that one. It'll archive in OBS. For a 7:05 start, 6:45, our coverage will begin from Foundation Field. Stay with us. We'll have full post-game coverage as we wrap this one up from Grady's Field. Joes win it 5-2. The Casual Pint post-game is next.
Back here at Grady's Field after a big win, we're joined by Tyler Hudson, who had a bit of a reverse start. You mentioned the last time we had you on the postgame that you're more comfortable out of the bullpen. Is this kind of what you meant?
Yes, sir. That is exactly what I meant. More comfortable out of the pen. The first 2 starts that I've had, the steam was kind of a lucky thing, I guess you could say. I went 6 innings in my first start. It was kind of just adrenaline running. But every start since, I've kind of been not my own. really haven't had pitches, and I don't really have a routine for a starter because I've never done that. So I'm more comfortable with coming out of the pen.
Speaking of pitches, what was working tonight? I know you were getting a lot of punch outs. You had 3, kind of a little less than we're normally seeing from you. But what were you? What was working out there?
I was trying to just live low. The wind was definitely blowing out tonight. There were a couple balls that I thought outfielders would be running in on, and they were actually at the warning track. And on a normal day when it's not windy, those are easy flyouts. But my outfielders made really good plays for me, so that's pretty much what I was thinking.
Well, congratulations on tonight. Big win for the Joes. They move into tied for first place as they look to hunt down a playoff spot. Thank you so much. Enjoy the night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
We'll bring back on Luke Vespoli for just a quick wrap up the final score of 5-2 as the Joes win it and move into a tie at first place. They have been helped a little bit by Sandusky. Luke, just a quick summary on tonight.
Yeah, so around the Great Lakes League in the South, Sandusky defeating Licking County. So Licking County falls to 20-16. Joes improved to 20-16, and so we talked about on the broadcast yesterday, I don't know if we alluded to it today, but some of the weird tiebreakers probably in effect that we don't really feel like calculating because they're probably going to not matter as of tomorrow once those teams get in action again. But for the moment, the Joes tied for first place in the GLSCL South. They are now a full game clear of the Cincinnati Steam, who they will face off with tomorrow. And tomorrow, we say every game is huge, but, I mean, that's it tomorrow. The Joes can all but secure a playoff appearance tomorrow if they're able to win that game against Cincinnati, as they would move into a really good spot where the Steam would basically have to win out and get some tiebreakers on their side as well in order to knock the Joes out. But, yeah, I mean, 2 of 2 for the Joes after they pick up the big win here today is all you could ask for. Joes are now tied for first place. The results around the league are going their way the past couple of nights, and really just good stuff starting off the week for the Joes. Great way to move into the game back home tomorrow.
The Joes control their own destiny as we'll head back to Foundation Field tomorrow. 7:05 our start. 6:45 pre and post game will be brought to you at Foundation Field, taking on the Steam tomorrow. We mentioned big games as the Joes are looking to lock down a playoff spot, maybe push for that number 1. But for everyone who makes this production possible, thank you so much for tuning in. Blake Griffin, Luke Westboli, see you tomorrow.